Phylum Echinoderm. Sea stars, brittle stars, sea urchins, sea cucumbers, sea lilies, sea daisies, all marine, worldwide from shallow water to deepest oceans. Some particle feeders, but most are predators. No head, no brain. Sex is separate. External fertilization. Deuterostomes. Mouth second. Pentamerous. 5-part radial symmetry in adults. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Sea stars, usually 5 arms. Arms merge gradually. W central disc, abdominal side, away from mouth. Oral side, with mouth. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Sea stars, anus, pyloric stomach, cardiac stomach, digestive gland, pyloric caecum, gonads, ambulacral ridge, ampulla. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. These are the starfish or sea stars. Although 5-part symmetry is typical for this phylum, not all members of this class have 5 arms. Bat star, Pateria miniata. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Ochre sea star, Pis asteroocraceus. Pink sea star, Pis aster breviscrinus. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Not all sea stars have 5 arms. Pentaradial symmetry. This is a sun star, and is found along the west coast of North America. Some specimens grow to be over a meter across. Common sun star, Cross aster papoisus. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Vermilion star, Mediastera equalis. Abdominal surface with table-like tops called tabulate plates. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Under the microscope is the BIPINNARI larva of the echinoderm. Note its bilateral symmetry. The bilateral symmetry of the larva is how zoologists first realized that pentaradial symmetry in echinoderms is secondarily derived due to their sedentary sessile existence. The prior embryonic stage to bipinnaria larva is the gastrula stage that you should already be familiar with. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. The Pluteus larva of the sea star and the sea urchin follows the bipinnaria larva. The arm-like structures have rods of Cassio-3 in them, which are the precursors of the endoskeleton. After this stage, the larva settles to the bottom and metamorphoses into a baby sea star or sea urchin. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Asteroidea. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Ophiuroidea. Brittle stars and basket stars, very abundant but most live in deep water. Bullet, thin arms attached to round central disc. No pedicellary. Madreporoid on oral side. Tube feet but no suckers. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Ophiuroidea. These are the brittle stars, aka serpent stars, and basket stars, so named because their arms tend to break off like a lizard's tail and because their arms are snake-like. Green brittle star, Chilean basket star, Ophiarachna in Crassodicorganisphilus chilensis. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Ophiuroidea. Basket star, Astrogoanuda, feeding at night. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Ophiuroidea. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. Sea urchins, sand, dollars, hard urchins, bullet, compact body W-fused bony plates, test, no arms, have pedicellary, have anus. Urchins are radially symmetrical, secondarily bilaterally symmetrical. Sand dollars and hard urchins are. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. These are the sea urchins, sea biscuits, and sand dollars. The arms have been reduced, and the spines are quite long. The pentaradial symmetry, however, is still present. Notice that tube feet are still arranged in 5 ambulacral grooves just like in a starfish. Look at the test, the endoskeleton of the urchin, and note the 5-part pattern. Purple sea urchin, Strongula centralis purpuratus, sea biscuit, Clipester reticulatus, western sand dollar, Dendraster eccentricus. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. Aristotle's lantern in sea urchins. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. Aristotle's lantern in sea urchins. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. Regular urchins have a pretty much circular appearance. A common local species, the purple urchin, has a nice long genus name of Strongula centralis sp. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. This is the endoskeleton of a sea urchin. All the endoskeleton plates are fused together to form this interesting structure called a test. Look closely at the test to see that pentaradial symmetry is present. Phylum Echinoderm. Class Echinoidea. Irregular urchins have a more teardrop shape. They are typically more active, hence have more of a bilaterally symmetrical shape, moving with the blunt end forward. They include hard urchins and sand dollars, red hard urchin, Meona ventricosa, eccentric sand dollars, Dendraster eccentricus, phylum, Echinoderm, class, Echinoidea, hard urchin tests, phylum, Echinoderm, class, Echinoidea, sand dollar tests, phylum, Echinoderm, class, Holothuriidea sea cucumbers, oral, aberral axis greatly elongated, lie on side, tube feet only on bottom in most groups. No tube feet in a few species. 1030 modified tube feet around mouth, form oral tentacles. Phylum, Echinoderm, class, Holothuriidea. These are the sea cucumbers. This is the trickiest group for beginning marine biologists to identify. They are often misidentified as polychaetes, opistobranchs, etc. The trick is to note the 5 indistinct rows of tube feet that run the length of the body in most, but not all, sea cucumbers, brown fish, actinopygoechinites, sea apple, Pseudocolocharis, violaceus, phylum, Echinoderm, class, Holothuriidea, phylum, Echinodermata class, Rhinoidea. These are the most primitive group of living echinoderms. There are 2 groups of crinoids, sea lilies and feather stars. Sea lilies stalked, sessile filter feeders, feather stars unstalked, mobile, phylum, Echinodermata class, Rhinoidea. Sea lilies are stalked crinoids. They are attached to the bottom as adults. Agaricocrinus americanus, a fossil crinoid from the Carboniferous of Indiana. Phylum, Echinodermata class, Rhinoidea. Feather stars are unstalked crinoids. Feather stars are free-living and have from 10 to 100 long, branched arms. Elegant feather star, Tropea metralcarinata, showing cirri that allow feather stars to walk and attach to a substrate. Phylum, Echinoderm, class, Concentrocycloidea sea daisies, discovered off New Zealand in 1986, about 1 centimeter in diameter, tube feet around edge of disc, absorb nutrients through body membrane.